In the summer of 1518, a woman steps into a street in Strasbourg and begins to dance. There is no music, no festival, no reason. Her name is recorded as Frau Trophäa, and she does not stop. Not for an hour, not for a day. Her feet swell, then bleed, and still she dances. Soon others join her. Within a month, 400 people are dancing through the city, unable to stop. And the men in charge will answer this with the worst idea in the history of medicine. But first, almost everything you've heard about how this ended is wrong. For 4 to 6 days, Trophäa dances alone. Her husband begs her to stop. She can't. Then something spreads. Within days, 34 people are dancing beside her. Within a month, the crowd swells toward 400. These are not happy dancers. Witnesses describe people screaming, weeping, begging for help, their bodies moving without their permission. Some collapse from exhaustion. Some, the later chronicles claim, never get up again. The city is terrified, so its leaders turn to the one group everyone trusts to explain a plague: the doctors. The physicians examine the dancers and rule out witchcraft and demons. This, they decide, is a natural illness. Their diagnosis? Hot blood, too much heat trapped in the body. And in 1518, everyone knows how you release trapped heat. You sweat it out. So the doctors prescribe a cure that sounds insane today. The dancers must keep dancing. They must dance the sickness out of their own bodies. The city council agrees, and to help them dance more, it builds a stage. This is the part history records with certainty. The council clears 2 guild halls. It builds wooden stages in the grain market and the horse market in full public view. It hires dozens of musicians with drums, pipes, and horns. It even brings in strong, healthy dancers to keep the exhausted ones on their feet. The city has turned a sickness into a spectacle, and the spectacle works. Just not the way they hoped. The music draws crowds. The crowds catch it too. More people begin to dance. As the bodies pile up, the council finally panics and changes its mind completely. Now the dancing isn't an illness, it's a punishment. The city decides that Saint Vitus, a saint believed to strike sinners with uncontrollable dancing, has cursed Strasbourg. So the rules flip overnight. On the 3rd of August, the council bans dancing and music with a 30-shilling fine. Only soft stringed instruments are allowed. Gambling houses are shut. Brothels are closed. People judged sinful are driven out of the city. They are trying to make themselves clean enough to lift the curse. And when even that fails, they reach for one last desperate cure. They load the worst afflicted onto wagons and haul them 30 miles to a shrine of Saint Vitus in the hills near Saverne. There, priests place small crosses in their hands and slip red shoes onto their feet. Shoes painted with crosses in holy oil, sprinkled with holy water. They lead them around the altar and they pray, and slowly it works. Through September, the dancing fades. The plague that no doctor could stop simply melts away, which leaves the only question that still matters 500 years later. What actually happened to these people? Here's where the legend and the evidence part ways. You may have heard it was poison, moldy rye, ergot, a fungus that makes people convulse and hallucinate, but ergot chokes the blood flow to your limbs. It can't keep you dancing for days, and the victims show none of the gangrene it leaves behind. And the most famous claim that 400 people danced to death, 15 a day? That number, 400, was never the death toll. It was the number of dancers. The chilling truth is that Strasbourg's own records mention the dancing, the bands, the wagons, but not a single counted death. So if it wasn't poison and the deaths were exaggerated for centuries, what's left is far more unsettling than a curse. The best explanation today is mass psychogenic illness, when extreme stress and shared belief turn into real, physical symptoms across an entire community. And Strasbourg in 1518 was a perfect storm. Failed harvests, soaring bread prices, disease everywhere. A people convinced that God was punishing them and that Saint Vitus could seize their bodies and force them to dance. So their bodies did exactly what their minds most feared. No poison, no curse, just terror, belief, and the strange way they spread from person to person. And here's the part that should unsettle you. This still happens. In 1962 in Tanganyika, uncontrollable laughter spread the very same way and closed schools for months. The human mind hasn't changed, so maybe the people of Strasbourg were never cursed at all. Maybe their bodies were simply carrying a fear that words could no longer hold.